You're listening to Radio in the Weeds. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome back to Radio in the Weeds. How's everyone doing this fine evening? I'm here with my lovely co-host Scott.
Hello.
And I am the wonderful, magnificent Matthew Dixon. Coming at you live from the studio this afternoon. We're not in some wacky, crazy adventure. We're in the studio again. The studio has been reconstructed after last week. Disaster.
Yeah, you say studio, it is still in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, but it's just
not much of a... We've essentially got tables and chairs, and then we've hooked up a power socket, and it leads like all the way down the road into someone's house.
Yeah. I think it's some old lady. We're just stealing her internet and power, but
yeah, she's very nice.
She's very nice. Just have to eat her out a couple of times a week. It's fine, but we take it in turns, don't we?
She's never mentioned that to me, actually. No.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
That might just be you then. I thought she was just doing it for free. No. Maybe you want to have a conversation with her about that.
Right. Okay, I will do after this. Okay. Moving on, because that's traumatised me slightly. This week, we're going to be talking to a very special guest, a very old guest. I haven't spoke to in probably over a year at least.
Yeah.
It's Easter coming up, isn't it, Scott?
It is indeed. Everyone's got their little chocolatey heads out. Jesus is about to rise again. And everyone's very excited for it.
Big JC himself, the one and only. Do you want to tell you quickly? Sorry, this is just a little quick anecdote before we move on to our guest. I was in Nottingham this weekend, and I was in the Arboretum Park, very famous park, and I was sitting there chilling, having a little picnic, and this Christian group came through. They were all wearing like big red t-shirts, and I saw them straight away, and I was like, bet they're Christians. And they started dancing, and they had this very loud speaker, and they were blasting it on, and they were having a big dance in the middle of the park, and everyone was like looking at them like, who are these dickheads? But I was enjoying the music. I was into it. And then they started walking around and giving pamphlets to everyone and going around, and then I was like, oh, I hope I get one. I'm excited. And then I saw them, even though I'm literally not going to read it, I just wanted to be involved. I just wanted some human interaction to make me feel better. And they literally they were going like clockwise, and they went to three people to my right, and they were like going back around to me, and they looked me dead in the eyes, and I even wasn't looking at my phone. My body language was like accepting them. I just looked at them, and then they walked straight past me, and then started giving pamphlets and leaflets to the people on my left. So that was fun.
They just tell you weren't Christian. They're like, yeah, fuck this atheist cunt.
I was just trying to think. I was like, do I look like a sinner? I was trying to reason, rationalise why I got rejected by Jesus. But yeah, that was sad.
Just not good enough.
No. But anyway,
talking about Jesus, there was another big icon at this time of year for the non-Christians. You may have heard of him because he's the little Easter bunny that comes around and hides the eggs for all the kids and not kids who still partake in Easter egg hunts like myself, because that's the best part of Easter. Why would you not?
I don't think I've ever done one.
I don't understand. Easter is not like, if you're not Christian, Easter isn't really a holiday unless you do an Easter egg hunt. That's the part of Easter that makes it a holiday.
I'm completely talking right out my ass. I've done an Easter egg hunt lots of times. I was thinking of. I was thinking of like the really Americanized, like hiding little eggs in like a park, and you go out to a public park.
No, we just do it in our back garden.
We used to do it in our house. And just dot them around the house. But yeah, we used to do that.
Well, it's just a little fun game to do at Easter, because, otherwise it's just a time you get a week off and you, just buy chocolate in an egg shape? Yeah. That's not a holiday.
Yeah, you have to have some sort of, thing.
You don't have some sort of activity or something to do, like Christmas. It's got to be some sort of fun thing, otherwise it's just another day, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think...
So we always do an Easter egg.
Especially, I've never been around anyone that's like dresses up like the Easter Bunny. But is he supposed to hide the eggs? Is that the idea?
The Easter Bunny hides the eggs, yeah.
Yeah.
How we do it, I think this is normally how people do it, is like Santa, he comes sort of like either the night before, like the morning before the kids sort of get up and dressed, and he hides the eggs early on, and then, whisks away, and then the kids are all like, oh, he's came and he's hidden the eggs, and they all have to find the eggs.
Well, I never liked him as a character. He always seemed a bit odd to me. You never really saw him speak. He seemed very non-verbal, and like you've just mentioned,
he's a bunny.
He's true, but I would like him to speak. And he just seemed... What
have you seen that has the Easter Bunny in it, though? Because he's not really a character that people like.
My dreams, which he doesn't do the way doesn't do the things I want.
Doesn't speak in your dreams.
Yeah,
you get angry in your own dreams.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Santa's a character that everyone commercialises. The Easter Bunny isn't real. You don't see too much of the Easter Bunny around.
I'm thinking I've seen him in either like a Simpsons or Futurama episodes. Or a Simpsons game.
He was in Rise of the Guardians, and that's the only time he's ever been portrayed as a character.
Rise of the Guardians, is that some Marvel thing?
Film. No, it's a kids animation about like all the. It's got like Tooth Fairy and Sandman and Jack Frost and stuff, and they all come together to like fight against the Boogeyman. It's really good.
It's a
stats cast. It's a stats cast, and it's a very good film. Anyway, but we're here with a special guest.
Yes, because what I was going to say was, before you go into the guest, that I had my point being, I've always thought he didn't seem like a good guy to me, the Easter Bunny. He always gave me bad vibes. And,
in your dreams,
yeah, in my dreams, and just his vibe, like just the thought of him. Didn't like. He seemed like he was stealing ideas from Father Christmas and all of that. Didn't like.
I imagine Santa came first traditionally.
Because Santa just brings gifts to kids and then fucks off. I feel like it's always like in my mind that the Easter Bunny was like hiding them around so he could almost like lure kids into places where he's hid them, and I don't know. It just seems a bit more sinister to me.
Oh my god, the Easter Bunny predates Santa Claus. No way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Give me some dates. Throw me some dates.
Well, it just says it to be traced back to ancient pagan traditions associated with fertility in spring, and it emerged in German folklore in 1572, whereas Saint Nicholas became widely recognised in the 1800s.
Yeah, but... Okay, yeah. But Father Christmas is like
he's tall though.
As like an English because Santa and Father Christmas are supposed to be different things. We are getting a bit sidetracked here, but they are like like the Green Man in ancient English myth. Have you heard of him before? The Green Man.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be Father Christmas. Anyway, it's all.
Yeah, it's like Santa Claus.
I was about to say it's all bollocks, but it's clearly not bollocks because what we have here today is a very, very old friend of the podcast. Could you remind us of the episode he was on? Because
yes, so this special little critter was on the New Year's Eve podcast. Essentially, how we met was this man took him to my New Year's party. It must have been 2 New Year's ago now, and he brought this bunny. And at the time, I didn't know this bunny could speak, but the bunny played drinking games with us. We threw him about the room. We were having a whale of a time, and then he actually called in to the podcast, not knowing that I was the host, and had a little talk with us on it. So he talks a lot about bunny culture, and how furries were appropriating his race and how he didn't appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I've got to remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a lovely guy. So we've invited him back because he has some insider information about the Easter Bunny.
Big news. What was his name again?
This is Bunzo the Bunny.
Bunzo the Bunny.
You are live on air.
Bunzo the Bunny, everyone. Round of applause to our studio aunts, the squirrels and all the woodland creatures clapping.
Hello, thank you. I'm Bunzo the Bunny.
Bunzo, thank you very much for coming onto the podcast. I really appreciate it. How have you been? Firstly, I haven't spoken to you in a while. How's it going?
I've been pretty good. I've tried to stop eating carrots because, as I said before in the other episode we did a while back, not healthy for bunnies. So I've actually been 6 months sober.
Congratulations! That's brilliant.
Thank you very much.
So
it's hard.
It's almost like a drug to you bunnies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's equivalent to your cocaine. Like what cocaine does to you is what carrots do to bunnies. But the difference is that lots of bunnies do it. We just love doing it.
Yeah, I've seen it's such a stereotypical thing. You can't. Everyone almost. I think humans have a part to play, and we have to admit this in the human culture that we do facilitate this kind of behaviour to bunnies, because I think a lot of humans do end up giving carrots to bunnies, and I think it's a real problem.
Well, exactly. I think we talked about that last time, about how we try to get the message out that we shouldn't be giving carrots to bunnies anymore because it's actually dangerous for them.
Yeah, of course. So Bunzo, is it Bunzo?
Yes, Bunzo the Bunny.
Sorry, it sounds so much like Bunny. It's a beautiful name. So how did you get over this? Your addiction? Did you have to go to some sort of like counselling meetings, like an AA sort of thing, but with carrots?
Well, I sort of weaned myself off it through cucumbers. You know,
Cucumbers, right? Yes.
Just started eating some lettuce and some cucumbers.
Do they have any effects on the rabbit bunny population?
No, they're fine. They're
fine. They're just exactly the same as how we humans eat them. There's no.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Pretty
Brilliant.
much. So I've stopped eating carrots. Although I do have many STDs. And that's the next problem that I need to solve. Really, I'm trying to get my life back on.
Well, yeah, that is. I think we even spoke about this last time. How it is like this. The stereotype is that they fuck like bunnies, or they're. That's like a thing that people say. Is it not, Scott? Am I pulling that out of my ass? Yeah.
No, yeah, fuck like bunnies.
Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me that you have these problems that you're trying to get sort out. But the first thing is, Bunzo, is recognising you have a problem, speaking out loud into the universe.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's hard because the culture that we live in the bunny world is essentially everyone has the same. They've been raised to just do drugs and party and fuck, but we don't have any jobs. We're just milling about, and oftentimes we don't live very long because a fox comes along and fucking kills you. So you got to party while you're young.
Yeah, of course. But your party days are over now. You've got past them, and
I still party.
I just
don't do carrots.
Right, and you don't because the Okay.
Fucking wasted.
Yeah, of course. Right, okay.
Super fucking drunk.
The moral of the story is you can get fun. You can have fun without having carrots. Without being on carrots.
Yeah, but not alcohol. You need alcohol.
Of course you need alcohol. Fucking hell. Right.
That's a necessity.
So, Bunzo, the reason why you came onto the podcast today, because you wanted to tell us about... We bumped into you on the street a couple of weeks ago, and we were saying... oh yeah, it's Easter coming up. I bet you're excited. Bet you're loving it because the king of the bunnies, the Easter bunny himself, is he's the other one. Most of the year we don't really talk about him and how he's in the culture, and we started talking about it. And you started telling us how there's some underground criminal world that he is the head of, and we were like, stop you right there. Please come onto the podcast and we can discuss it further and you can blow the whistle on the situation. So let's start from the beginning. What?
Yeah, he's a wrong 'un.
He's a wrong 'un. Can you please explain to us how is he's a fat wrong 'un?
No, fact. He's absolutely fat, he is.
Oh, he's fucked. Okay.
And not in the good way, well, also in the good way, but in the bad way too.
Could you elaborate? So he fucks good, but he also fucks badly.
Well, yeah, we all fuck good, but no, he's fucked in the head, is what I'm saying.
Right. Does he...
Like,
go on.
Well, this fucker, everyone thinks he's all jolly and good because he's a bunny. And because people have this preconception about bunnies, that they're all fucking, cuddly and cute.
Cuddly, cute,
and they're all
eat
lovely.
carrots and fuck, yeah.
Yeah, so you've made this preconception about the Easter Bunny that he's a really nice guy because he hides chocolate for kids. And while it's, it looks good that he's doing that, it's all a front, mate. It's all a fucking front. He's a shit person. He's a wrong.
Right, so he gives chocolate he hides them for the kids, and can you explain why is that necessarily bad? That sounds like a good, sweet, wholesome thing to do, give chocolate to kids. Kids like chocolate.
Well, it's all a front, isn't it? Because while he's doing that he writes them off as a company, he's doing tax evasion, isn't he?
Okay, yeah.
He's doing tax evasion because he writes them off as a business expense.
Fucking what cunt!
Yeah.
What an evil!
Yeah, so
sorry, I'll get my blood boil.
He's made a fucking business, right?
Okay.
He's made a fucking business, and then he's buying all these, he's making all these eggs. He's got sort of factories going on. He's got a manufacturing business.
Yeah.
And he's like this tycoon in the trade. He's got a monopoly on it. No one else makes fucking Easter eggs, do they?
No,
it's
just
all through him.
Yeah.
It's all through him. And he's the sole distributor as well. So he's got a monopoly of both the manufacturing and the distribution of these fucking eggs, right? And what he does is he writes them all off as a business expense.
Because it's a charitable donation, isn't it? To children.
Well, yeah, it is. And parents, they buy into it. He goes to parents and he's like, oh, I'm the Easter Bunny, you need to pay me a fee to hide eggs for your kids. And all these parents, they're paying him. And then he gets an account in fucking Sweden, right? He gets a bank account in Sweden, off the books, sends all the money across the sea so that there's less tax, right? And what he's doing is actually illegal because he's just building up money and money. And he's doing some fucking Wolf of Wall Street shit. And what's worse, right, it's not just about the money, because he's also fucking over his employees.
Okay, right.
He wants... Because he gets all the bunnies, right? Mm-hmm. All the bunnies in the whole world, he wants them to work for him. Because there's not a lot of jobs going for bunnies. Most of the time, bunnies just want to fuck. But he's made it his business. He's capitalised the bunny world, right?
Oh, God.
And what he does is he goes around and he threatens bunnies and he makes them work for him. And if he doesn't, he fucking kills the family.
Oh, that sounds awful. So, okay.
I'm putting my family in danger just being here, actually, but...
Yeah, just speaking... Well, I really commend you for speaking up and telling us about this. It's honestly very brave. So you say that... So it's all a big tax evasion. He's storing his money in some bank accounts. So what is he like? What's he spending the money on? What's his other business? Like his nefarious underground criminal business
prostitutes mostly.
A prostitution ring. Oh, right.
Prostitute. He's a pimp.
Is it a human prostitution ring or is it a private prostitution ring?
Bit of both.
Oh, do they mix sometimes?
No, they don't mix, because that wouldn't really work. I mean, you could do like a hand job, I guess.
So say if just hypothetically, if a customer came into the Easter Bunny's big sex brothel, has it got a name? Has it got a cool name?
Thumpers.
Brilliant. I love that name. Even though he's an awful, disgusting man, but that's a pretty good name.
Yeah, that's good branding. It's good branding.
I'm glad you agree. So say if a gentleman came into this establishment and just whispered to the lady at the desk, so could I have a big orgy? And she's like, oh yes, of course we can. Slow down. With me and 10 rabbits, what would she say? Do you think, in your opinion? Your expert opinion?
Well, they're fat in the head, so they'll probably do it. But then I don't really know what he'd do in that situation because, you know,
it hasn't come up yet.
He can't fit.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
So he wouldn't really be doing much.
Well, we'll just leave that for it was just a question, just for my own.
And we can't do blowjobs as well because we got big gnashes on the front of our teeth.
No, yeah, that would be
big buck teeth.
Be awful.
So the only thing we can really do is put our furry little hands around it.
Or feet. The big feet, the big
foot
long.
Jobs are big actually. Foot jobs are the biggest.
Jumping up and down. Oh my god.
Foot jobs are the biggest porn type in our culture.
Okay.
He's got such big feet.
Right. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around this criminal business. So he's manufacturing the Easter eggs and selling them off, getting profit, but he's also using them as a tax write-off, so to keep up his brothel enterprise.
And he underpays all his workers too. So they don't see a penny of it. He keeps it all for himself. And then he's got other businesses. So he's got a racketeering business. He's got a brothel. And he also goes around and sort of like... He's like a loan shark as well. Like, bunnies will come to him for like money or favours. Like, he gives out favours. And then if you don't return the favour or don't return the money, it would get all this big beefy bunnies. Like the hares, he gets hares.
Yeah, the
which are like twice the size of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll come around, they'll rough him up, and they'll fucking murder all the bunnies that don't follow what he wants.
So this is how I imagine it. He you get a favour off of him, and then it comes up to the payday, you can't pay, comes in, steals the wife, puts her into prostitution, steals the husband, puts her in the egg factory, the chocolate egg factory, and then you're fucked for life then. Aren't you?
Yeah, maybe.
So how are you involved?
How am I involved? Well,
how were you involved? You're out of this now. You're free.
I worked for him. He forced me to work for him. He said he'd break both the legs if I didn't.
Oh, fucking hell!
So I was working as a distributor. Actually, I was going around hard. It was better than factory work, I have to say. Because I just went round hiding eggs.
Of course, yeah, because there has to be someone hiding the eggs.
Yeah, it's not just him. I
just assumed it was him going around at like light speed, hiding eggs all around the world. But
no, he's not that fast.
No, he hasn't got like light speed, superhuman speed like Father Christmas does.
No, he's not like some sort of... Well, he's 6'5". So like, he's got bulging muscles. He's like this. He's like half man, half bunny.
Okay.
So like he could curb stomp any of the bunnies into the ground, and that's why I was so scared of him.
Right. Because, so he is. So tell me a bit more of this. So he's a bunny, but he's also some like mutated. Is he like genetically engineered? How did that come about? Do you know?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of theories because he's sort of like this high shadow of a person. He's very mysterious. He doesn't really show his face that much because it's sort of a thing like no one's really ever seen him, but everyone knows about him. Okay. So there's lots of theories. One of the theories is that he's some sort of genetic mutation gone wrong, and like humans experimented on bunnies, and then he became the product of it. So now he's taking his revenge, and he's went mad with power.
Okay. So like a super soldier thing where like almost like Incredible Hulk, where they try to make some. Then they tested it on a bunny first, and that made the Easter Bunny. Okay, that sounds plausible.
But then there's some people. He's got sort of a following. He's got a religious following as well. So like, some people just work for him, but he's got like a little cult, a little Easter cult, we call him.
Okay, well, that makes sense because a lot of people say that Christianity and religion is a cult, and he is. So the thing I don't understand is why is he connected with Easter then, as in the Christian holiday?
Well, I don't rightly know. I think it's because he just sort of wants to be seen as like a godly figure.
Okay.
And I think Santa already had Christmas, so he was like, well, I've got to find another holiday. So he got to Easter, and he was like, right, I'm going to make it about me now. That's what I reckon anyway.
That makes sense because technically Father Christmas and Santa doesn't have anything to do with the birth of Jesus.
Well, no, exactly. Well, neither does the bunny.
So exactly the same. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Exactly, yeah. And I think he was just so big for his boots. He was so mad with power that he was like, I want to be seen as a god. So he tried to take it over from Jesus. Because a lot of people, they celebrate the Easter Bunny more than Jesus now, don't they?
Yeah, of course. I would definitely say so. That you see when you go to shops, you don't see like pictures of Jesus dying on the cross, like with blood coming down his like head and his hands. You just see a cute little bunny. Yeah, I think it's awful.
That's what the thing is.
I think the kids should be staring at pictures of a man dying, bleeding to death. For our sins, obviously, but it's a bit gory.
Well, if the humans got the Easter Bunny right, you'd see the Easter Bunny curb stomping a bunny's face in with his giant 6'5" feet.
Yeah, and taking his wife away.
That's what you'd say, yeah.
Oh, gee, awful.
So it made sense that everyone's so scared of him, because he's absolutely fucking huge compared to us.
Yeah,
and he can crush us with one hand.
So, what do you think there is to do? What do you think is how we can stop him? Because me and Scott, we've had many adventures of did we end up stopping Father Christmas in the end, or did we just hurt his?
Well, we were trying to save the elves.
Of course. We did end up.
And then we sort of ended up killing his entire workforce. Yeah. So I say slowed him down, maybe.
But he's probably found a way of getting more.
Yeah, he'll probably have them back up by next Christmas, won't he? So
right. Well, because we failed at stopping Santa, but maybe, just maybe, we would have a better luck of stopping this cunt. Do you not think, Bunzo? Do you think we have a chance? Or what do you think was a way of getting in, meeting up with him?
Well, he's a hard person to meet. He's got his little cronies around him. He's got all these buddies in skull masks that are like his goons. And then, as I was saying, he has a cult, which sort of think he's a god. They sort of worship him as their Jesus. And they'll go around, anyone that doesn't sort of believe in him or says anything bad about him, they'll go around and they carry they have cloaks and skull masks and swords.
Swords?
They'll go around, they've got swords, and they'll go around and fucking stab people who don't believe in him.
So is there a place that they, so what does he do on the day of Easter when, all of his cronies are going around giving eggs to children? What, does he have a big party with all of his cult cronies, or?
I don't know. He might have an exclusive party. He's got a lot of houses all over the place from all this ill-gotten money.
Okay.
I assume he's like everyone else that's a bunny, and he just really likes partying because he doesn't really have anything to do with
the
his management now.
Of it.
Yeah,
okay,
he's just a CEO, and he's so wealthy now. I doubt he has anything involved with the process.
Let me put this to you, Bunzo. On the day of Easter, which is coming just around the corner, how about me, you, and Scott go and find this mega party of his, crash it, kill the Easter Bunny, save the rabbit population, and you will go down as a hero. And if you even if you die on this adventure, which you probably won't, but say if you did, you would go down as a hero, a martyr. You died for your people. You'd go down in the rabbit history books. How does that sound? Do you want to go on an adventure with us?
I I'd go on an adventure, but also, do you not think he's 6'5" and he's got biceps as big as my entire body?
Yeah, have you seen Scott?
Yeah, I am pretty huge.
He's fucking massive, mate. He's gonna fucking curb stomping. He's gonna curb stomp him.
I don't think you're 6'5".
Well,
that's a bit weird.
No, but he's fucking bigger than you, Bunzo. Come on.
Yeah.
We all say we're going to help save the rabbit population here. Is that not? Are you not man enough? Well, are you not rabbit enough?
I'm a bunny.
Are you not bunny enough?
I'm
are you not?
a bunny.
Sorry for the discrimination there.
What if you what can you bring a gun or something?
Well, we'll open the workshop and we'll create some elaborate weaponry for you. We'll build some armour for you.
I'm not entirely sure that he can be killed.
Okay, why do you think
that? Because, he's been alive for a long time. Well, we don't know, because we've never really seen him. He's like this. He's almost like this mythical figure now, because he never shows his face. Only an elite few get to see him.
Okay.
So
Scott,
I don't know whether or not it's one sort of position, title being passed down generations, or if it's one Easter Bunny that's always the Easter Bunny.
Yeah. Okay, well, Scott,
mm-hmm.
I don't even have to ask you, but you're down.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Of course you are. Do you think Bunzo, old little Bunzo here, is being a bit of a pussy, and needs to get a grip to save his race?
I think if I was a bunny going up against the 6'5" Jats man, I would also be scared.
Well, he's with me and you, the dream team.
Yeah,
that has almost stopped Father Christmas once.
Yeah, almost, and we only killed every single elf that we tried to protect.
And didn't we kill? Did we kill the reincarnation of Hitler or something? Something like that. I can't remember now.
I don't think Hitler was ever on this podcast.
Oh, I don't remember when we were meeting.
Oh no!
When we saw what's her name?
When we met God and Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart wasn't the Nazis there? The Nazis were there,
but also we had gods on our side and a bunch of other people.
True.
So
we can collect a crack squad. Come on, Bunzo, listen. It's going to be me, you, Scott.
We should make a suicide squad.
Yeah, the suicide squad. We could call
and assassinate the Easter Bunny.
Exactly. This is my thoughts exactly. We'll find out where he is. We'll get together a squad. We'll get some guns together. We'll do a mission. It'll be like a heist. We might have to go in disguise to integrate into the party. You might have to fuck a couple of bunnies. Bunzo.
I'll do that.
You're down. Of course you're down.
And I can fuck the bunnies.
Mm-hmm. Is that it? Yeah. Of course you can.
Well, if you guys infiltrate and do all the heavy lifting, I can just be a distraction.
Bunzo, honestly, you don't have to worry. It's not like we're going to use you as some sort of distraction and just going to we're going to protect you. We're in it together. We're going to stop.
Okay. Now you've specified that. That's made me worry that you are going to do that.
No, I was just worried that you might. I was just worried that's what you might have been thinking. So,
okay.
Honestly, we'll talk about it after the podcast. Yeah. But just tell me you're in.
I'll do it. Why? Because I don't really have a choice now because I went on the podcast and I'm talking about this. So he's gonna curb stop me in the fucking ground anyway.
Yeah, it's either kill or be killed.
With the band. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've put myself in the crosshairs now, haven't I? So,
yeah, you're in it. You're trapped into a corner, and I believe in you. I believe in us. Scott, does that sound like a plan?
I think if we assemble, because Matt, I don't. Really, I know we're talking ourselves a lot, but I don't know if we can face against the 6'5" Hulk bunny thing. So if we get together a few people, make our own little suicide squad.
Okay.
I reckon we have a good chance of saving the bunny community from this tyrant.
I think we have to.
And
I think there's no
re-establishing Easter as it is and how it should be. I think. we owe it to Bunzo and we owe it to the entire bunny community to make Easter wholesome again.
Yeah, and all the little boys and girls out there that are like, you know, in some sort of way being.
We will need a plan because we don't want Easter to end. We do need a plan to, like, you know, make sure Easter stays on just in a positive way, not ruled by tyrants. So we'll have to get a leader for that. But I think the plan is sound in concept.
Perfect. Well, I think that is it for today. I think great interview, Bunzo. You did a great job.
Productive.
I think so. Thank you again for coming on. Really appreciate it, and I'm excited to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say? Last words before we end the show. Thank you for coming on.
Please don't kill me in the next episode.
We'll see, Bunzo.
Thanks for listening to Radio in the Weeds. Make sure to tune in next week for jokes, gags, and general tomfoolery. Bye bye.